Hey everybody, today I have a 2009 GL450 Mercedes Benz, and the starter has gotten fried on this thing. So the starter is underneath the car right here. There is a shield right here that has two 10mm nuts we have to take off, and you have to finagle that out of the way. And then back here, here's one of the bolts that hold the starter in. It's a reverse Torx. There's two of them, one here and one up there. So let's go ahead and start taking this thing apart. You know, the instructions said that you had to take and pull the motor mount out and this heat shield and this heat shield, but I think from talking to some people that you don't have to take the motor mount out, that you can finagle the starter out and just take some finagling. So let me go ahead and get these two 10mm off and get this heat shield out, and we'll come back and I'll start working on these bolts also. Alrighty, I got the two 10mm headed nuts off. I used an open den on the front one, and I was able to use my long mountain one on the back one. And as you can see here, the heat shield has just flopped away. So now I just gotta finagle it off of here. Alright, well, it doesn't seem like it's going to come off yet, so let me go ahead and get these other reverse Torx out, and that will drop the starter down so I can get that shield out. So you're probably going to have to put that shield back in before you tighten the starter all the way. I don't know what size they are. I'll come back and tell you what size they are once I get them out. Alrighty, so this is the lower starter bolt. This is the upper starter bolt. This is a bell housing bolt. And I'll show you why I took one of the bell housing bolts out, is because this bracketry right here holds all these wires. Well, if you take the upper bolt out, then you can get that out of the way so you can get to the upper starter bolt that's right there. All right, so now the starter, you can see, is loose. So now I can rotate that around and try to get this shield out. You have to take this shield out to get the starter out. So I need both hands. Let me get the shield out and I'll come back and I'll show you. But the shield is still kind of stuck in here, but we'll get it. But I need both hands, so I'll be back. Alrighty, it took some wiggling. You can see it just basically sits up there. I'll show you on the new starter when it gets here. But I had to basically lift this out, and then I was able to pull it out that way. So now the starter is loose, and now what to do is you have to rotate the solenoid in toward the engine, pull it out, rotate the solenoid. You have to wiggle it and rotate at the same time. And then once you get it rotated around, you should be able to get the starter out. Once again, I'm getting it, but it's not getting all the way. Come on, rotate around. All right, I'm hitting on something. But all right, let me get up here with both hands, and just, you need to rotate it this way, and as you see, it's coming out slowly. It's almost there. It's probably because the starter, oh, there it goes. It's because of the starter wire. Then you can flip it up, push it back, pull it forward, and now you can drop it down right there, and now you can get to all the wires. There's the start wire right there. There is the battery positive wire right there. It's got this plastic cap on it. So I'm going to need a screwdriver to get off. So there, now the starter's down here. You can get to the wires to get it on out of here. All right, G Junior's here to give me a hand. So we have a 13 millimeter nut here underneath that plastic piece I took off. So there's the 13 millimeter. And now the start wire is a 10. So there's the start wire. Hopefully I'll have a new nut on the floor. So then that slides off, and now the positive wire slides off. Now just remember, it goes back on that way. It's got to go back on the same way. And what I'm going to do is when I get the new starter, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to clean that connection up real good with my gasket cleaner, like a cookie, a brown cookie. I'm going to clean up both sides. So there is the starter on the Mercedes Benz out. It takes some finagling, but you can get it out of there. Oh, and here you go. Here, hold the camera again, please.
Boy, that's a small little starter.
It's a small little starter. So this is that heat shield, and you can see the heat shield actually slides into that piece. I think it sits there like this. Oh, it goes underneath. So see this tang? This has got to fit underneath like that and then come back around and be bolted in. You have to take the shield off first or you'll never get the starter turned around. So I don't know, hopefully the new starter comes with this, or I'm gonna have to take the new starter apart to get that in there. But this heat shield is very important because the exhaust sits right here in the way. All right, everybody, I think I'm gonna leave it here at this. Getting it out was easy. Getting it back in, I think, is gonna be the hard part. So I'm gonna leave it here at this. That is how you take the starter out of a 2009 Mercedes Benz GL450. It's got the V8 motor in it. You can get it out without taking the motor mount out. You just have to finagle it to get it around. Be sure you take out all 3 bolts here so you get that wire harness out so you can get access to this one a lot easier. Oh, and I was going to tell you, where is the socket for this? It should be right here. That is a E14. So you need an E14 to get those out, a 13 millimeter, a 10 millimeter wrench, and a 10 millimeter ratcheting wrench. Disconnect the battery. Remember to disconnect the battery. It's underneath the seat. I did that before I even started. I put the passenger seat all the way forward, and then I disconnected the positive battery cable because that's the one that's right there, and I wrapped it up with a rag. All right, everybody, so I'm just waiting for the part to get here, and when it gets here, I'll reinstall it, but I'm not going to show that. I'm going to leave the video here. All right, everybody, thanks a lot for watching. Please subscribe. You can always do that in that corner there. Please give me a thumbs up if you like my automotive videos.